ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरं। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। कुकारस्वन्दकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ ब्रह्मविदा आप्नोति परं तदेषाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेदनिहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सः ब्रह्मणा विपश्चितेति। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। We completed the Brahmanandavalli in the last class. And the Valli concluded with a promise or a vision, if you want to call it that way, that for the one who is a jnani, that jnani is not anymore inflicted by omissions and commission. Kimaham sadhuna akaravam kimaham papam akaravam iti. The human struggle is generally classified into Adhyatmika, Adibhautika and Adidaivika struggles. The pains are inflicted by situations and people around, or the nature, Ishvara in the form of nature, or by oneself, that is Adhyatmika. And when we say by oneself, there is inflicting of pain, we are talking about psychologically the mind creating. One of the things is psychological and the mind creating problem for oneself. And the predominant one is the guilt and hurt due to the omissions and commissions. I am not acceptable to me because I don't measure up to my own standards of ethics, of conduct. Because there is always an ideal person that I'm looking for. I want to be an ideal person. I have an idealism that I want to always confine. So when I say I mean everybody, we all, as human being. Okay, I is just a upalakshana. So as a human being, I have an ideal me. I need to help others. I should be kind to everybody. All that, right? And I should always be truthful. So these are, because in my own self-image, I see that these are essential for me to be an acceptable person for me. All these are unconscious. We don't consciously write down and think like that, but unconsciously every human being has an ideal person. And then there is an actual me. This actual me is given to impulses, is given to situations. Depending on situation, I react in a certain way based on my temperament at that time, and that leads to things which are not acceptable to me. I do certain actions which are not acceptable to me. Sometimes I tell a lie. Sometimes we cut corners to achieve things. So cutting corners is something that Puja Swamiji used to use. I mean, basically bribing or whatever is needed so that my objective that I desire is achieved. So I somehow want the end. So there is a end justifying the means philosophy. Because I want to achieve a particular end, I am okay to compromise a little bit on the means. When I say I, again, it's a generic phrase I'm using. Not that I personally I'm the only one who does that, but I'm saying as a human being, we all do that at some point or the other. And that leaves an impression of non-acceptability of myself in my own perception. That is why we have this guilt and hurt. Kimaham, in fact, more of guilt, not even hurt, guilt. That's why omissions and commissions. Doing something excessive or not doing what is to be done. Kimaham sadhuna akaravam. There was somebody that I witnessed experiencing some pain, but I didn't help, or I didn't do the right thing for my father. I didn't do the right thing when my mother was ill, or she was asking me for help. I didn't do something. All these things. It is just some one lakshana, upalakshana, right? There are so many things about people around us. For my own self. So I didn't do this to myself. I hurt myself, I hurt others. So kimaham sadhuna akaravam. Kimaham papa makaravamiti. Why did I do this papa? These are all called paschattapaha. Paschat means afterwards. Tapaha means, basically repentance, to use the English word. So repentance is a is a big problem because there is a self non-acceptability. Saya evam vidwan ete atmanam sprunute ubehye vaishayete atmanam sprunute. So this person, so this is Bhashikara calls it as bhayam, sadhu akaranam papakriya cha. So this papakriya, you may fear this papakriya is how he spoke about. Na sadhu akaranam papakriya cha natapati. Kim? He asked like that. Tata kim kasmat papam pratishiddham karma akaravam kritavan asmi iti cha narakapatanadi dukkha bhayat tapo bhavati. So two aspects to look at here, right? One, like I said, psychologically how that person is affected because of this commission and omission. Second is adrishtapala. That person is also afraid. I have done all this. Now what will happen to me, because these would lead me to naraka. If a person is an astika, believes in swarga, naraka and all that, then the person is worried. What will happen to me because all this punya papa is there? That is from a adrishtapala perspective. But even in drishta, as a person, I am constantly this adhyatmika tapa is there because I am non-acceptable to me, because I don't measure up to my ideal state that I myself have set for me unconsciously. Therefore, there is self non-acceptance. So we need to be kind to ourselves. Otherwise, this becomes a big problem. That is why we need to see this commission and omission also as part of ourself only, of the Atma or Brahman. This is all that I reacted in a particular way, that I behaved in a particular way, is also within the scheme of things. With my background, with my upbringing, with my posture at that moment, I couldn't have behaved any differently. While it may be wrong, but I need to be accommodative of myself. So this is the better approach psychologically, because whatever has happened has happened. We are not justifying what has happened, but we need to recognize that with my upbringing or with my background till that point in time, and with the kind of situations I had, I couldn't have behaved any differently. So an acceptance of a reality that this is how I could behave itself takes me from that omission. And it's not that, oh, now that if you take yourself from the guilt, will you do the wrong thing again? That is not the case. You anyway know it is wrong. Despite knowing it only, you did. So it is not about whether we are not justifying, but we are being accommodative. We are being acceptable of ourselves. That is very important. So that is in a psychological sense. But even then, that is why there is a kashaya. That kashayam goes away only by jnanam. The unconscious, the hurt which is remaining. So to some extent, your psychological acceptance removes, commissions the pain from that, but it completely goes away by jnanam. Because why? Because why? How can it go away by jnanam? How does punya papa go away by jnanam? Because the kartrutvam itself is gone. The bhokta itself is if you see, there is no karta, there is no bhokta. All that is here is only Brahman. And what is going on is all Bhagavad Leela only, right? So you see, it is all mithya. Once a person gains that jnanam, so within that mithya, it is all okay. But in a paramarthika satyam, all that is there is only Brahman. So when the kartrutvam and bhoktrutvam is gone, the punya papa also is not there. Then he asks the question, Kasmat punar vidvamsam na tapata iti uchyate saya evam vidvan ete sadhu asadhuni tapahetu iti atmanam sprunate prinayati balayati va paramatma bhavena ubhe pashyati. Both are seen as Paramatma only. Both means what? Sadhu asadhu, tapahetu. Kimaham sadhuna karavam, kimaham papam akaravam. Papam is asadhu. Why did I do papam? Why did I not do punya karma? Therefore, that is the thing. But both are Atma eva. What papa you did is Atma. What punya you didn't do is also Atma. It's all part of the mithya expression of the Atma, Brahman only. It is not away from. So like in Western theologies, there is God and there is Saturn. Saturn is an independent entity which is always fighting the God. That's why in our mind, Saturn looks more powerful. Because if you put all the bad things as Saturn's character, most of the human minds have disproportionately high amount of Saturn than God. At least that's how we perceive, isn't it? That is the problem with Western theology, because if the moment you say all the bad qualities is Saturn, and Saturn is the one which is, making it all, make me do all those things, then your lifelong will be fighting it. Therefore, that is the moment you separate it out from Bhagavan, there is no solution. And it's not real also. It can't be separate from Bhagavan. If everything is Bhagavan, whatever happened, whatever bad or good or whatever has gone by, is all Bhagavan only. Therefore, Upe Punyapapehi Yasmat Evam Yeshaha Vidwan Ete Atmanam Atmarupena Eva Punyapape Svena Visesha Rupena Shunye Kritva Atmanam Sprunite Eva. Okay. Then Yaha Evam Veda Yatoktam Advaitam Anandam Brahma Veda. Next sentence is Yayevam Veda. What is this Evam? Bhashyakara says Yatoktam Advaitam Anandam Brahma Veda. Evam, in this form, whatever is here is nothing but Advaitam, Anandam Brahma. It is nothing. If the moment you say Advaitam, means you can't count the second. Therefore, this finger itself is called Anamika. So you start counting Brahman, then the second finger has nothing to actually count against. So it's called Anamika. There is no name that you can count with this. That is Advaitam. There is nothing else to count. The moment you have counted Brahman, what is there to count? That is Advaitam, not Dvaitam. Therefore, that Ekameva Advitiyam, Ekam Eva Advitiyam is the Chandogya Vakya. So, Sajatiya Vijatiya Swagata Beda Rahitam. There is no collection of Brahman. So, there is no Sajatiya Beda. So, even though Brahman is one, so we can say God is one, okay? But we say there are so many Devatas. Everything is a God, right? Ganesha is a God, Subramanya is a God, Shiva is a God. Now we say God, God and all we don't use. I'm just saying for the sake of understanding. The moment you say Ishvara, then you won't look at it like that, right? So since I have to give an example, I'm using the term God. The moment you say God is one, there is a Sajatiya Beda. There is Ganesha, there is this God, that God. Or if you say tree, all that is here is only tree, okay? Yeah, maybe tree alone is there, but then within the tree there can be mango tree, there is apple tree, right? There is banyan tree. So these are all trees. So there are Sajatiya Beda. It may be one, but there could be Jati. So there is nothing like that in Brahman. Then Vijatiya Beda. So there is a non-tree species, right? That is also not there. Then Swagata Beda. So even though like in Visishtadvaita, they say that it is all one Brahman, but the Brahman is Chit and Jada. Brahman is Ishvara and Jiva. So, and then it is all like one body which has, so like I say, this is me. I have a hand, I have a head, I have eyes. Though I am one person, I have all these parts. Similarly, Visishtadvaitin says, even though Brahman is one, there are multiple gunas. All these gunas come together as Viseshana Viseshya. And Viseshyam is Bhagavan. And Visheshanams are gunas of Bhagavan, Kalyana Guna. Therefore, Visheshena Visishtaha. That's why it's called Visishtadvaita. That is also Advaitam. We are saying is also, is that the way it is? That is not. The moment you talk about Guna, you are talking about Swagata Beda. then it is almost Dvaitam only, because you are calling it as Advaitam by just collecting it and putting it in one place. Collecting and putting in one place doesn't make it Advaitam, because then your question will be, what is moksha? They answer, going to Vaikuntham and sitting in front of Mahavishnu. Then all our standard questions come into play. Anyway, so coming back, the Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Beda Rahitam is Advaitam. That is why I was explaining that. So the moment I say Advaitam, neither can you count the number of things within a species of called what we call Brahman. Brahman is not a species. Nor you can count anything other than Brahman. Nor can you count parts of Brahman. So Brahman is Brahman. There is no guna. It is Satta Samanyam, by which the whole Jagat lights up. And that is Anantam. It is not constrained by anything, nor there is any dukkha which is touching it. And Ananda is always experienced as the default expression, default emotion, the basic emotion is Ananda. That is why in deep sleep you have Ananda. In deep meditation you have Ananda, because your Swarupa is Ananda. You don't need anything for you to be happy. All you need is getting rid of the notion that I am this individual, I am inflicted by all these things. There are so many other things other than me. All these, the moment those are gone, what remains is your Swarupa only, which is nothing but Anandam. Anantam, Anandam. The moment it is Anantam, it is Anandam also. Because there is nothing which is constraining it, which is limiting it. Therefore, it rests in its glory. Therefore, Advaitam Anandam Brahma. Yaha Veda, the one who recognizes, who cognizes this, that person, Tasya Atma Bhavena Drishte Punyapape Nirvirye. They just lose their potency. That's all. So you can't ask question about where did it go. The person was there before. Now the person is falsified, but Punya Papa is not falsified. So where does it go? All that. It is unnecessary question. Therefore, Bhashyakara says, Nirvirye Atapake Janmantara Arambake na Bhavataha. It cannot go and attach itself to anything. So it loses its potency. See, we say this whole Jagat, then Maya Srishti. And Maya Srishti means Maya comes and shows you this Jagat. Okay. Then if Brahman is there, that's fine. But what if the Maya again comes and again creates all this Jagat? Hey, we don't say Maya and all is only to explain Jagat, to show what is Brahman. Mithya is used to show Brahman, that's all. We don't, there is no Tatparya in all this Maya and Jagat and all that. We talk about pot and lid and can and all that in a big way, only to show everything is clay. The moment you recognize everything is clay, the term pot itself loses its virya. You can still use it, but only in a empirical reality context. Because there is an Artha Kriya Yogyatvam, you can hold water. How am I holding water? Yeah, that in that context, yeah, that's fine. But what is the reality of pot? It is a clay. But is clay having partners in it? No. Is there a pot sitting on the clay? No. Is there a pot sitting inside the clay? No. Is pot and clay together? No. So there is, where is the pot? If you ask the clay, clay doesn't see any pot. Therefore, all our focus is only to show Brahman. That for that, as a prakriya, all this Maya, Mithya, all used technically to explain. Otherwise, you will ask, where is this Maya? Where I don't see all that. No, it is a model. It's simply a system model to show everything is Brahman. In fact, Shastra doesn't use Maya. But in the Sampradaya, we use, because Bhagavan also uses here and there in Bhagavad Gita, but more, Atmani Maya, all that. Okay. So we use Maya Upahita Chaitanyam is Ishvara, and for Maya Karyam is Jagat. Because if you have to, because all you see is only part. Okay, I'm just saying, okay, as an example. You are not seeing clay right now. So we have to start at part. You have to explain how part is nothing but clay. Then only you will go to the clay from the part. Like the Shaka Chandra Nyaya, right? We spoke about it a few times, I think. To see where is the moon, I start from the clay, from the branch nearby. The branch has nothing to do with the moon. It is so far off. But between you and the moon, there is this tree. So better, if you are not able to identify amongst the stars, moon is that's why Swamiji doesn't use the moon there. Suppose you have to look at, Dhruva Nakshatra or something. Then the person doesn't see which star is the one that is Dhruva, right? Then you start with the branch. Because branch this person is seeing. Similarly, here also we start with the Jagat to show it is all Brahman. Therefore, this nothing other than Brahman is there. Nirvirye atapake janmantara arambake na bhavataha. So there is no question of this punya papa creating another birth. Itiyam evam metoktasyam malyam brahma vidya upanishad sarvabhyaha vidyabhyaha paramarhasyam darshitam vityartaha param shreyosyam nishannam. This Upanishad, last time itself we have seen. I think we can move on. Now coming to Brahmananda Bhrigu. I think I'm just running low on battery. Just give me 1 minute. Let me bring that. Now, let's get to Bhrigu. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Akashadi Karyam Annamayantam Srishtva Tadeva Anupravishtam Visheshavade Iva Upalabhyamanam Yasmat Tasmat Sarvakarya Vilakshanam Adrishyadi Dharmakam Eva Anandam. Because the Valli is called Anandam, Anandavalli. Bhashyakara also, what is this Anandam? And he, in a very concise way, gives the summary of the entire Brahmanandavalli in this one sentence. The crux is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. It started with that. What is Kim Tat Brahma? Because Brahma Vidapnoti Param. Then immediately the question will be, what is that Brahman? Then answer Shruti gave Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Then that Brahman, again it shows, what is that Brahman? Akashadikaryam, Akasha Vayu Agni Apaha Prithvi. All that you see here, everything that is seen by you, sensed by you, experienced by you, this is Akashadikaryam, including this body. That is why Annamayantam Srishtva. So having created everything that is seen by you, whatever is seen by this, Purnamidam, all that is witnessed by this perception, this cognition, Srishtva, having created it, what did it do? Tadeva Anupravishtam. It's all gone by in the Brahmanandavalli, right? Anupravishtam, having entered this whole Jagat. So that means this Brahman is sitting and seeing this world in front of oneself. The Brahman is experiencing this Jagat. Is that how it is? So he negates it immediately. Visheshavate iva upalabhyamanam, as though all these Visheshanas are there. What is this Visheshana? All the adjectives. This body, this sun, this sunlight, this sight, all these attributes. These attributes are seen as though it is an experience. This Brahman is experiencing, including I am so and so. This is all Visheshavati, just like an attribute. Tasmat. Then what is that Brahman? Sarvakarya Vilakshanam. It is devoid of all these effects. It is a cause of all these effects, but devoid of these effects. What does this mean? It's called Vivarta Karanam. That's why there is a Parinami Karanam, there is Vivarta Karanam. We say milk becoming curd is a Parinami, changes. But clay becoming a pot, or to be even more clear, a gold becoming a chain is a Vivarta. Without relinquishing its nature, without becoming something else, it is becoming this Jagat. That is why Mahavishnu is shown as Shayane Jagat Vivarti. Just by the presence, the Jagat is seen. By just your mind's presence, you see the dream. You don't do anything every day, right? Add some extra food, take a tablet in the night so that dream comes. Nothing like that. By your mere presence, the dream is lighted. Similarly, it is just the presence which is making the Jagat appear. Therefore, Sarva Karya Vilakshanam itself is untouched. It hasn't undergone any change to be the Jagat. Therefore, Adrishyadi Dharmakameva Anandam. Then there are some dharmas. What is this dharma? Adrishyam, Adrishye, Anilayane, Abhayam, Pratishtam, Adrishne, Anatmya, Aniruktya, Anilayane. All these are dharmas. Huh? But so Brahman also has some qualities. No, these are not dharmas. These are the words used for you to recognize what is Brahman. Only if there is a Drishya Vastu, there can be an Adrishya, right? These are all opposites. So, to show that it is not Drishyam, therefore it is only negating whatever you see as the reality. For negating it, we use these. That's why most of the words used for Brahman is all negating only. Even words like Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam is only to negate that it is not ephemeral. It is not, whatever is non-short-lived, Whatever is not Jadam is Brahman. Brahman is not Jadam. Okay. It is not Antavat. Therefore Anantam. Therefore Adrishya, Anatmya, Anilayane. Everything, if you see that Nanj, that negating particle will be there. Because Neti, Neti, Neti is one of the methodology. Therefore, here Adrishyam is a dharma just to say what it is not even what it is. Because what it is self-evident. And you can't anyway point to it, because that which is objectifying everything is Brahman. Therefore, that which is non-objectifiable cannot be pointed to using a dharma. That should be a dharmi, no? When you have to say this is blue in color, so what is blue in color? So that should be an object available for your objectification, right? But in the case of Brahman, it is not. Therefore, adrishyadi dharmakam eva anandam tadeva ahamiti vijaniyat anupraveshasya tadarthatvat. Therefore, what is anupravesha? It is just used. It's not that Brahman is sitting there and experiencing the Jagat or anything. It is just to show that all that is here is Brahman, and that Brahman is you. Only to show that it is you, this Anupravesha is used. Is what Bhashyakara says. Anupraveshasya tadartatvat tasya evam vijanataha shubhashubhe karmani janmantara arambhake na bhavataha. For that person, it whatever shubham, ashubham, punya, papa and all that doesn't exist anymore, because the karta bhokta is already falsified. The person recognizes oneself to be Brahman. Therefore, there is no question of punya papa affecting that person. Ityevam anandavalyam vivakshitaha arthaha. That is what was the intention of Brahmanandavalli Parisamaptacha Brahma Vidya. That is done. Atah param Brahma Vidya sadhanam tapaha vaktavyam. We need to talk. So there is next Valli. So Bhashyakara has to give a connection. So he is giving a connection, saying a tapas has to be spoken about. What is this tapaha? When the moment you say tapaha, our mind, we have read all this Chandamama, all those books, right? Cartoon books, where tapas means some rishi is sitting in some forest and, doing all the vairagya without food, self-inflicting, sitting in some ant hill like Valmiki. I'm not denigrating all that, but our mind, the moment we say tapaha, then immediately that is where it goes. But here it is jnanamayam tapaha. The jnana vichara is tapas. Tachintanam, tatkatanam. Just being always in that jnana vichara, that is tapaha. In fact, even they are doing the same thing. Manana shilaha munihi. But our focus is only in the self-denial. Tapas means somewhere you have to sit in the forest and you should not eat food and you should divide yourself of any comfort. That is how it's all external things. Nothing wrong if that is needed for you to focus on something, that's fine. But the importance is in focusing on things. Tapaha is yasya jnanamayam tapaha. Vichara is tapas. Brahma vicharam. So you can be sitting in a kutia somewhere in some ashram, doesn't matter, or you are sitting in your bedroom and doing vichara, that is also tapaha only. So jnanamayam tapaha, annadi vishayani cha upasanani anuktani ityataha. What is this annadi vishaya? This tapaha, annam brahma, all that. From all the way from annam to, so this vyashti samashti correlation is what is your tapas. You do your vichara. So all the upasanas is vyashti samashti only, no? You are vyashti, you are part of samashti. That is upasana. Even when you are doing puja at home and abhisheka, what are you saying? Soham bhavena pujayet. Ishvara means what? Sarva vyapi. So you worship samashti. That's why we worship rivers, we worship mountains, we worship Because it's samashti. Anything samashti. Surya, Aditya is worshipped. Why? It's samashti. The whole Jagat functions because of Aditya. Without sun, Utainam Gopa Adrishan Adrishan Utaharyaha, Sri Rudram says. Only when sun is there, the day starts. Therefore, it is samashti. The moment you are relating to samashti, it is upasana. You are a vyashti relating to samashti, is upasana. Therefore, annadi vishayanicha upasanani anuktani. We haven't spoken about it. Therefore, Bhriguvalli starting, we started 15 minutes late, so we will finish 10 to 15 minutes later. Bhrigur Varunihi Varunam Pitaram Upasasara Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. So, very interestingly, it starts with a story. Bhrigurvai Varunihi. Varuna's son was Bhrigu. Varunam Pitaram Upasasara. So this Bhrigu went to his father Varuna and asks, Adihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. Hey Bhagavan, please tell me what is this Brahman? This is a story. Akhyayika. Bhashyakara says, Akhyayika. It starts with a story. Why does it start with a story? Upanishad is not for telling a story. And this is not like, see, the moment you give a name and a person, it's a story. That's all, right? That's a Akhyayika. And Shruti, Upanishad doesn't need to give a story. Why is there a need for a story here? Vidyastutaye. To glorify this Vidya. Hey, Bhrigu himself went to learn. That's important. Who is Bhrigu? The Saptarishi. Atri, Bhrigu, Kutsa, Vasishta, Gautama, Kashyapa, Angirasa. These are 7 rishis, Saptarishi. And this is a Pratama Rishi, not like Bharadwaja and all that. In all our Sandhya Vandana, it comes. Atri. That's why all the Gotras are there. Atreya Gotra, Bhargava Gotra, Kautsa Gotra, Vasishtya Gotram, Astri, Bhrigu, Kutsa, Vasishta, Gautama, Kasyapa Gotram, Angirasa. All these are Gotras. So these are important Rishi. Bhrigu is not a ordinary Rishi. That is why Upanishad uses Vai. Because indeed, Bhrigur Vai, it is the same Bhrigu, not some other Bhrigu. Because he's famous. Bhashyakara is going to say that. Therefore, Akhyayika, a story is being used for what? Vidyastutaye. To do stotra for this Vidya, to glorify. Glorify means what? Not stating over and above what is there. It has its glory. And to state that glory, the story is used. Bhrigu himself went to Varuni and asks, may you teach me what is Brahman? And how do you say that this is a stuti? Bhashyakara says, Priyaya Putraya Pitra Ukta iti. Priyaputra. For Varuna, not just a putra, is a Priyaputra. There may be 10 sons. But the father may have a Priya. One person is always slightly cut above the other 9, isn't it? It's unavoidable. So, that is a Priyaputra. In one place, Bhashyakara says, no, when Priyaputra comes back, then Priyamoda Pramoda, this only Upanishad, he said, when Priyaputra comes back from Patashala, whatever happiness the father gets, he's a Priya, is what he said, Moda. Right? Similarly, this Priyaputra, so for a son who is a father is fond of, the father tells Ukta. A father told this to his fond son. Means what? Will he say something which is ahitam? Will a father tell his fond son, favorite son, something which is not good for the son? Obviously not. So that means whatever is being told by Varuna is for the wellness of the son. So indirectly, this shows the importance of the Vidya here. Therefore, Vidya Stutaye. The Bhashyakara is explaining why is he saying this is Stuti, because Priyaya Putraya Pitra Ukta, by the father, by the Pita, for Priyaputraha, this is said. Therefore, it's good for everyone. Brigho Upasattihi is a heading it gives. Brigur Vaivarunihi. Varuni is a Tadita Pada. Varunasya Apatyam Puman Varunihi. The son of Varuna, like Dasharatihi. Rama is called Dasharatihi. KK Raja's daughter is called Kaikeyi. Like that, Varunihi. Who is that Varuni? Bhrigu. Bhrigu Varunihi. And what does he do? Vai Shabdaha Prasiddha Anusmarakaha. Bhrigur Vai. What is this Vai? Prasiddha Anusmarakaha. It is the same Varuna only, or same Bhrigu only, who is Varuna's Putra. That Bhrigu, who you all know, that Bhrigu, you know what happened? That's how it starts. That Vai Shabdaha Prasiddha Anusmarakaha. It is Prasiddha and it is recollecting Anusmarakaha. That Bhrigu only, who is there in your Sandhya Vandana, that Bhrigu, Evam Namna Prasiddha, Bhriguhu iti Evam Namna Prasiddha, Anusmaryate, Varunihi, Varunasya Apatyam, Varunihi, the son or progeny of Varuna, Varunam Pitaram Brahma Vijignyasuhu. Who is this Bhrigu? Brahma Vijignyasuhu, Brahma Jnatum Ichuhu. The one who is wanting, desirous of learning what is Brahman. Upasasara, Upagatavan, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahma, iti anena mantrena Upagatavan. So there is a method. See, it is son and father. Father could have told about this Brahman to the son anytime. The father knows this Brahman. If he knows, here we have to assume Varuna knows because he is going to talk about it. He has known. He could have called his son, hey, come, you have some free time today. Let us sit and talk about Brahman. He could have done that, right? But he didn't do. Why? Because unless one is ready, one asks for this Vidya, this is not to be given. That is number one. Second, there is a method, there is a structure, there is a, what do you say? There is there is a way on how you seek it. Okay, there is a, so there has to be respect. You have to assume the other person as your guru. That's why Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam Prapannam, Arjuna tells Krishna. Till then, Arjuna has been lamenting. Krishna doesn't talk a word about Brahman. Or he was generally saying, don't run away. People will make fun of you. All that he says. But not about Atma and all. Only when Arjuna says, except you, nobody can clear this doubt of me. Shishyasteham, take me as your Shishya and please teach me. Then Krishna starts. Asocyan Anvasochastvam. That till then he doesn't. Similarly, this I told in that Sanatana Dharma class also. The Swami Malai, there is one place, Tamilians you will know. There, this Pranava Upatesha is to be done. To Lord Shiva asks Subramanya, can you tell me what is, because he jails Brahma. There is a story. Subramanya jails Brahman because Brahma doesn't know what is Omkara, Pranava's meaning. So Shiva asks him, do you know? He says, of course I know. Then tell me. He says, I just can't tell you like that. because you are my father, but you haven't taken me as your guru. Until you take me as your guru and ask with the right format, I won't tell you. Then Lord Shiva himself says, okay, now may you become my guru and teach me. Then he tells is the story. Even if it is a son, you have to have a method of how to seek, because it is Brahma Vidya. Age and your position, all that doesn't matter. Only Vidya matters. Chandalostu Sajat Dvijostu Ityesha Manisha Mama. Acharya says in Manisha Vanchakam. Doesn't matter who it is. As long as that person is a Brahmavit, that person is my guru. He can be a Chandala, he can be a foreigner, it doesn't matter. Because what is important is Jnanam Nahi Jnanena Sadrisham Pavitram Iha Vidyate. Bhagavad Gita. That purifies, so there is no other thing. Therefore, there is a way to ask. So now Bhrigu goes and asks Adihi Bhagavo Brahma. Iti anena mantrena, he uses the word mantrena. Kathaya, adihi, adhyapaya, kathaya, please tell me. Tasma etat provacha annam pranam chakshushrotram manovachamiti tagumho vacha yato va imani bhuta nijayante yena jata nijivanti yatprayantabisham vishanti tad vijijñāsasva tad brahmeti. Tasmat etat provacha. He replies, Annam pranam chakshushrotram mano vacham. This is Anna, then pranan, chakshuhu, shrotram, manaha, vacham. The physical body, the pranan, the eyes, the ears, the mind, the walk, speech, which are all the doors for Brahman. So Bhashikara is going to talk about Tamho Vacha Yatova Imani Bhutani Jayante. From that which all these are born. Yena Jatani, all these are sustained by which Yat Prayant Abhisham Mishanti. All that goes back into what? Tad Vijijñāsasva Tad Brahmeti. May you know that to be Brahman. Sacha Pita Vidivatu Upasannaya Tasmai Putraya Etad Vachanam Provacha. Bhashikara beautifully says here, Vidivat Upasannaya. Vidivat, he didn't come just like that. He did Vidivat. That's very important. Vidivat Upasannaya. You should ask with the right, because the respect, it's not to, respect is not something Upanishad is seeking, but for you to learn, for you to understand, you should submit yourself to the vision. Then only it will work. You have to put yourself behind your eyes if you have to see something. Otherwise, you might be just seeing, but it won't register in your mind. It registers in your mind only when your mind is behind the eyes. So you are submitting to the pramana. Only then pramana vyavahara is fruitful. Therefore, even in the case of Swatantra pramana, it is more important with the Shruti that you approach it with the sense of surrender, Sharanagati. Give yourself, give the Shruti a benefit of doubt and let it operate. That is what is Shraddha. Puji Swamiji used to say, Shraddha means if you have a conflict in your mind between what you think and what Shruti is saying, then rather than questioning the Shruti, you question your understanding. The moment you question your understanding rather than question the Shruti, that means it is Shraddha. That Shraddha only gives you Jnanam. Because our mind, whatever it has concluded, is avichara siddham. Give Shruti a benefit of doubt, because so many people have gained jnanam from it. So there is nothing wrong to give it a benefit of doubt. Despite it, if it doesn't work, yeah, fine. That then it's a different. You don't lose anything. Therefore, Shraddha is to question your understanding. Therefore, giving yourself to this vision through a Shraddha, to a self and to a surrender is Vidivati. So the person gives that. So this Bhrigu gives that importance to that Jnanam. So he goes to his father and says, please teach me, may you teach me. Therefore, Bhashyakara says, Vidivat upasannaya, upasannaha. So the one who surrenders, who prostrates, who gives himself to this vision, Tasmai putraya etad vachanam provacha. To that person, to that son, this Varuna tells, Annam pranam chakshushrotram manova chamiti. So Anna prana chakshushrotram manaha. This is Brahman. What is this? Suddenly, what is this Annam? Annam shariram tad abhyantaram cha pranam attaram. This food, shariram means everything, not just physical body. All that is here in your, as though it is you. That is shariram. Tad abhyantaram cha pranam attaram. That which is consuming the energy which is inside this physical is called pranam. Then upalabdhi sadhanani chakshushrotram manovacham. And these eyes, ears, then mind, tongue, touch, all those senses, what are they? They are upalabdhi sadhanani, through which only this world is experienced. Therefore, ityetani brahmopalabdhau dwarani uktavan, not just this world, even this Brahman is expressed, is available, because you are seeing this Jagat through this. And only when you have all these experience, you can look at that experience and recognize what is Brahman. Therefore, Brahmopalabdhau dwarani, they are means to recognize Brahman. Uktvacha dwara bhutani etani annadini tam brigumha uvacha brahmanaha lakshanam. Uktvacha dwara bhutani etani annadini. Having said all this dwara for Brahman, the ways of the what is this? The vehicles for recognizing Brahman, he is giving the Brahma Lakshanam. Kim tad Brahma yataha yasmadva imani brahmadini stamba paryantani bhutani jayante. All that is here is born from what? Brahmadi stamba paryantani. From this four-headed Brahma, who is the cause of the entire creation, or Hiranyagarbha and all that, Virat, Hiranyagarbha, whatever you want to call, that Brahma, to Stamba Paryanta, to all the most inert object which is there, all these are born because of what? From what? That is Brahman. Yena jatani jivanti pranan dharayanti vardhante. Not just that they were born, but they are sustained also, by which, that is Brahman. Vinashakalecha yat prayanti tad brahma pratikachanti abhisamvishanti tadatmyameva pratipadyante. Unto which they all go and resolve themselves at the time of destruction. That is also Brahman. Utpatti sthitilaya kaleshu yadatmadam na jahati bhutani tadetad brahmanaha lakshanam. Whether it is at the time of birth, or when living, or at the time of destruction, yadatmadam, that which soul, or I don't want to use that soul, the atmatvam, that is not relinquished. Everything else is relinquished. This body is gone. It is not initially there. It's a very tiny body. Now it has become a fat body, and then at the time of Vinasha, it is like crippled body. All that is changing. But what doesn't change? Najahati edatmatam, that which is unchanged in all this, tadetat brahmanaha lakshanam. That is this Brahman. And tad brahma vijijñāsasva. May you go and learn what is that Brahman. Visheshena jñātamichhasva. So you should go and find out what is this Brahman. Iti Varuna tells Bhrigu. How did this Brahman know? How did this Bhrigu know that he needs to learn about this Brahman? By generally hearing about it. Somebody has told. Because pranasya pranam, chakshusha chakshuhu, shrotasya shrotam, like that, people have been talking. That is called apatata jnanam. It is very important that somebody, then only you will know that you have to seek Brahman first. Right? So that is all that it is there. Everywhere we hear, right? Oh, knowing Brahman, you get jnanam. This jnanam is sacred. All that we keep hearing without understanding what is this jnanam. That is called apatata jnanam. And then you come and learn properly. Like that, Bhrigu also has somewhere heard about it. And now he comes to his father and asks, what is this Brahman? So Varuna starts with a big statement, this is what is Brahman. So obviously Bhrigu will be lost. Then he goes for Satapotapyata, he does penance. Penance is vichara, we have already said. We will see all that. He will keep going and coming back, keep going and coming back. Like that, that tapas is spoken about here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
धन्यवादः.
धन्यवादः.